What is going on there, ladies and gentlemen, beasts, fellow monsters, and other misfits of modern day society? Sorry about being a little late. Been dealing with a lot of joint pain and a lot of physical health problems. Unable to walk for the past week and a half, and I was finally able to actually sleep in my bed for the first time in 4 or 5 days. So when I went to lay down for a nap, my brain went, "Shut down all systems! Enter hibernation mode!"
And I was getting ready, literally, to do a I'm sorry video, and that we'll see you next week. But it turns out that he woke up and he's now down.
It's like the Johnny Cash song goes, "There ain't no grave can hold my body down."
So, I'm going to hit on a topic real quick. How do you guys feel about the testing that nicotine can potentially halt or prevent COVID-19?
I think almost every vapor on the planet would be like, "Eat it!"
There is a huge potential. I mean, it goes directly into the lungs where it filters it out, and it's steam. You're getting steam in there. And if it is, the route that they were talking about, when heat or anything warm goes into the lungs, it flushes it out and it kills the actual virus. I mean,
now, is that the nicotine or is that the PG?
Honestly, I would say it's the PG more so. But,
yes, probably more PG, but it could be a little bit of, but nicotine could be helping a hand.
There is something about nicotine that does a medical property. I just can't exactly remember what it was. I just know that there was something with nicotine that is a good positive of it, even though it's an addictive substance.
Naturally
but there is a
found
medical
in
property.
Tomatoes.
Huh?
Nicotine's naturally found in tomatoes.
Tomatoes, eggplants, and other various veggies
I'm talking
and
about
fruits.
the actual tobacco plant itself. It does actually have a medical property. I just can't remember exactly what that was. When I do, I'll probably bring it up somewhere else.
But to let everybody know, here the last week, come to find out that I have developed gout, which, if anybody doesn't know what gout is a form of arthritis that has to do with buildup of uric acid in the joints. Found that out. I have it in my foot. And throughout the last week of me trying to walk on my foot, I did something to my left knee. And after my right foot got better, my left knee got fucked up. Chair-ridden for 4 or 5 days, couldn't walk, couldn't do nothing.
Apparently my dog is losing his mind, so I will be right back, ladies and gents.
But why don't we really quick just kind of say hello to the peoples in the chat?
Yes, we have. I saw a Thomas, Cowboy, Kevin, Teat Scream, Angel, Joe,
Hi, Angel. Hi, Joe.
Holbag, Church. Hello, guys.
Hello, folks. TCAT was looking at me like, "Are you really wanting to do the show?" I'm like, "As long as I don't do any abrupt or quick movements, I'm good." So if I reach out for my vape, you're going to see me move very slowly.
Yeah. Which also means, guess who's got to work out a little bit more when this, slows down on the progression.
Yeah, I know. But the good news is,
don't worry, I got to start working out too.
Well, Monday I go see my geneticist to see how my levels are doing, because I took my last dosage of testosterone this past Thursday, so...
Yeah.
And for anybody that's wondering, when I said testosterone, yes, I'm taking testosterone injections. No, I'm not trying to transition. It's simply because something happened. My body is not producing testosterone enough or vitamin D3 enough, so they put me on pills and injections for a few weeks to see if they can get those levels back up. They think it's due to sleep apnea, so once this whole COVID-19 shit's over with, they're going to send me in for a sleep study, a actual professional sleep study, because the last one wasn't shit. And they're going to actually see if I do have sleep apnea, and they're going to try to combat it and see what do I need to do to improve my breathing without throwing the mask on me.
I'm still stuck stupid on, I am not transitioning. That's impossible. You're a male. You're already a male.
Right, but I told a couple of my buddies about it, and they're like, why the fuck you need testosterone? You usually don't need that shit till you hit 50. And I'm sitting there going,
Means that you're vitamin D deficient. And you have low levels of testosterone because vitamin D is what helps level your hormones.
Well, also, there's a part of the brain right in here that plays a big part in the buildup and the production of testosterone. Well, that part of the brain also has to do with regulating your breathing while you're sleeping. So if I have sleep apnea, this part of the brain is so stressed out that it completely stops the production of T, and it's going to focus on the breathing.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, even if you have to wear the mask, that just means more oxygen in your lungs.
Wake up fully refreshed, be like a vampire. I live.
Actually, when my mom was put on the mask, she slept so much better. Filled out a questionnaire for that. The doctor looked at it and told me I didn't need to do a sleep study. He just gave me the sleep. Yeah.
My mom. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, my mom, when she got hers, she went for the study, and they noticed that she stopped breathing, not just once, not just twice, 3 times. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the mask. I actually wore it because when my asthma was kicking in really, really bad, my mom gave me her other machine that she had, and I was breathing a lot better. And I don't have sleep apnea or anything like that. I have insomnia, which also happens eventually over time. If I don't start regulating my own sleep, I could eventually get sleep apnea because I'm not sleeping very well. But with that, it helped my asthma when my mom gave me her machine. And I was like, oh my God, there's so much oxygen. At first I was like, what the fuck?
Herb, good to see you, buddy. My knee's doing a bit better. It's still stiff as a board, still a bit swollen, but a lot of the pain has gone away, so I can actually put weight on my knee now. It's gotten a lot of its strength back, so making progress. This will taking a bit of time.
Well, at least now you found out what was going on instead of sitting there wondering what's going on.
Right. Oh, Jesus. Low vitamin D3, low testosterone. Oh, now you have gout. It's like, fuck, you might as well throw in tendonitis now or something. It's like, don't give me bright ideas.
My rheumatologist, she contacted me again, and she's like, you know what? We're going to get you off that schedule, that date that we made. She's like, I'm going to give you a call, and that's the day that you're going to come in. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, we could, in all technicality, talk, and I can ask questions and so on and so forth. But from what I've seen from your doctor, what I've actually heard in your voice, and the stuff that you have kind of explained to me, it does sound like you have fibromyalgia, but I want to assess you to make sure. And I'm like, okay. She's like, but I can tell that you're the kind of person that doesn't want to take medication, as from what your doctor was saying. And I'm like, yeah, I'm that kind of person. She's like, we're going to try and find a better way to do it, so then you don't have to take medication. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, we're all kinds of fucked up right now, ain't we?
Hey, once you hit a certain age, that's it. Your body's just like,
Well, it's like my birthday a couple months ago. My mom looked at me and she goes, hey, you're halfway to 50. I'm like, yeah, and you're distracting me from looking at nursing homes within driving distance. Me and my folks, we're like the Bundys.
Yeah. And then with all, issues that we've all been having. We've been playing Warframe like crazy.
I had fun though, especially here when we're playing with Goat and just hearing his commentary.
Yeah, it will help with the snoring. It does. I remember my mom, she sounded like a motorcycle, and then the first day that she had it, it was like polar opposite. It was so quiet, we were scared. Like, my mom went to bed, and we're just like, oh, we're gonna hear this motorcycle, you know. And him and I were sitting down, he was playing his game and cursing and swearing, and we were sitting there for a little while, and then he looks at me, he's like, it's oddly quiet. And I'm like, yeah, it's really quiet. And we look at each other, it's like, did mom die? And then we went upstairs, and then we actually could hear the machine, but it nulled out her actual snoring. Oh God.
I can't even imagine myself at 50 right now. I probably won't even make it to 50.
Oh, you'll make it to 50. Well, we'll make it to 50. It's just after what's going to happen after 50 is going to be the biggest question for us.
Right.
Because if I don't take care of myself now, it's going to affect me when I am 50. It's going to be worse. So that's why I'm yeah, he will, for sure.
That's
why
if she don't kill me first.
I gotta start working out and exercising my muscles, doing a lot of stretches. The other day I actually cracked my neck. I stretched it right out. Oh my God. I've never felt the pressure in my neck pop and then loosen all of it, all right here. I was like, oh.
Right. It's the kind of pop that hurts for a split second, but then everything that starts to release is like, oh.
Yeah, it relaxes, and it just, and my neck has been killing me for the last couple of weeks, and yesterday when it popped, oh, I was on cloud nine, guys. Cloud nine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm working on getting better. Doctors are saying it's going to take time, but we'll get you better.
Yeah. And then with my hip popping out every so often now, it's getting pretty bad. The muscles on my leg and by the hip area, it's popping it out even more. So I've been trying to like release the muscles, and it's becoming like a ball.
Eesh.
So yeah, it's great trying to sleep on your side. You don't feel so good. That's why you've been seeing me like kind of leaning a little bit more this way, so I can kind of stretch out the muscle. Oh.
But that's
what's been. I'm kind of thankful because it's gonna press me to having to work out, stretch out my muscles, get into yoga, get into slight muscle toning, basically making myself more active than what I am. And it's next week. I'm actually gonna go through the course for dog training so that I can kind of get myself at least a step to another venture besides just hairstyling, because I love playing with hair, but staying in one spot for too long, it causes my back to just tighten up so much that I can't do it anymore. At least with dog training, I can actually incorporate exercises to dog training.
Right.
So I've already got a couple things. Even the woman that I was talking to who is a dog trainer, she's like, that's actually a really good idea. And I'm like, and it gets you stimulated.
But yeah, that's what's been going on with us, folks. Right? We're both fucked up, both trying to get better, and so this is a long, bumpy road, let me tell you.
Yep. Oh God. And the sad part is, like, I used to be able to lift up just my couch. You know how heavy my couch is. I used to be able to lift that up like it was nothing. Now I'm like, oh my God. Trying so hard to pick up things now. It's like, this can be a hard thing to pick up at times. My hands just don't coordinate very well anymore. It's, well, as my mom basically described, it's forgetful memory. Mm-hmm. So when the neurons in my brain go down to my nerves into my hands, it just doesn't want to work. So I'll have a tendency of, like, I'll be holding something and then I drop it. And I'm like, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all, especially if I'm at that level. It usually means that I'm having some nerve damage because of the muscles being so tightened that I'm losing sensation. I'm losing my own strength. So
that's what's been going on with us.
yeah.
Uh,
So that also brings up to the conversation of today. What's going to happen after COVID-19? So when all of this is over and done with, well, kind of. COVID's going to be with us for the rest of our lives. But what are we going to do?
Well, really quick, I'm going to give an update on the league. I've been talking with TCAT about this before we hit the live button.
Yeah, the league. The league.
There's been some new updates. Tomorrow we start Season 3 of the Truck Series. Xfinity starts its playoffs in Season 2. And then Cup is starting its playoffs at Road America. We got the Truck Season 3 starting at Talladega, and Xfinity is at Richmond. And I am in a new truck for Season 3. I'm still in the 8 car, and I'm still in the 3 car for Xfinity and Cup.
Nice.
Instead of driving the number 8, I am now in the 88 driving a Ford.
Nice.
Because we have teammates this year.
Ooh. Oh. I do not envy you, Church. I do not envy Jose either. Both of them looking heavy ass shit. God damn it.
But also, due to my recent incidences getting wrecked toward the end of the race, and I've been sending clips to the admins, they added no intentional wrecking in the book. And now everybody else in the league knows that I record and stream these, so if they do something shitty, I have the clip right there on hand.
Mm-hmm.
First offense is a 1 race suspension. Second offense is a 5 race suspension. Third strike, you're gone.
Yep. We got it in the bag.
So you actually might see the number 3 up front now, finally.
Yeah. With that BS that was been going on, yeah. Let's just say I have a lot of words.
Right. For all that don't watch these races, if you watch and toward the end, if I got hit or side slammed into the wall, chat starts blowing up with Miss TCAT over here.
I'm actually, because I'll be on the phone with Salad when he's on the races and whatnot. And you can, he laughs at my commentary. And he even like agrees with me, but he kind of laughs a little bit because I'll be like, what the And then I think that was also the other time when I found out about those people, those specifics. Yeah. I actually, the one race that he did, he got hit. He was in, I think you were like close to being in first place, and they hit you, slammed you up against that wall, and you went right down to like the 12th, and then you ended up being, I think it was like 6th or 5th place. And you were, he was mad. He was pissed. And he ended up talking to the admins, and as like, we were kind of making a game plan. That night, I went to sleep, I woke up, and went through like 5 different videos backtracking from that day. And found out exactly who has been almost the same numbers, saw how they're communicating, how they drove around each other, so on and so forth. So I kind of figured out who possibly could be working together.
Well, one of the last incident, which happened at Atlanta, that's the one I had the last straw and actually said something. And the driver looked at me like, I didn't mean to wreck you, dude. I clipped the grass. I'm like, motherfucker, I've hit that grass before at Atlanta. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't suddenly dart off to the right.
Yeah. You know.
Hell, everyone see me. You guys see me race at Atlanta. I've clipped the grass how many times at that track, and I still go straight.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional. And I remember, I think he says, it's all, get on the line, so we'll just get over. You're like, this always happens all the time whenever I get into those places. I remember that clear as day, and I'm just like, go, man.
Oh, I had a good run at the win, too. I went from, 8th to 2nd in one corner, because everybody got checked up, and I had the room, and I just went, bye!
Yeah.
I heard even
Especially-
Sal was in Zoom here with you, Elric, and I think Wes, and you all were getting giddy and jumping up like, go, 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 go.
Okay, I know he's good. He's good.
I'm still shocked I got second the last race at Richmond, but I'll take it. If I had just a few more laps, I probably could have gotten that 9 car.
Yeah.
Because I had way fresher tires than him, and I was slowly creeping up on him, even running the high lane.
Yeah.
But that's just a quick update and just kind of telling a brief story on how these new rules came into effect.
Sorry, I'm just hearing like noises, so I'm like trying to focus into it because I'm wondering if that's my dog or if that's my neighbor. I can't tell. Hi, Dweebex.
Dweebex! But TCAT does make a good point. I think a lot of these guys are just nervous because last season didn't do nothing. Didn't even come close to having a shot at winning. To this year, winning stages, leading laps, leaving some of these guys in the dust at times.
Yeah.
And getting wins. It's like they're like, who?
You're a threat. Because it used to be those top guys first, and then now it's you and them. So completely understandable why they would feel threatened, but at the same token, they need to play fairly. If they're not going to play fair, I mean, I could pop in there and I could end up winning every single race. And then they'll be like, well, what the heck? But like, because I stay away from you guys. I don't like people, bashing into me, so I get in first place and I just overlap you guys. That's all I'll do.
I'm still amazed I won Talladega because they were taking shots at me like crazy, but I held them off somehow.
Well, basically we had a game plan at that time.
Hug the bottom line and don't get off of it.
Yeah. Also staying like in between like the 4th and 5th, like 4th and 6th, staying in that in between area, and then near the very end just book it. Don't allow them to pass you, you pass them. Because it always seems that whenever you're right in that stance for some time, they come and get you. But near the very end, if you were to do that, because I think you were like in the 4th place area and you stayed there for a while before you jumped to 3rd, 2nd, and then 1st.
I was definitely trying to. It was more just me trying to pick my spots and taking the runs when I can.
Yeah.
Some of the guys, as tires wore down, they got loose and they clipped the apron a little bit and they ended up going up the track. And I was just like, okay, underneath you, and get another spot there.
Yeah. But so what is going to happen after COVID-19 is officially at rest for you, Monster?
Let me get my list. Well, one...
Allow me to grab the alcohol and get into that conversation. Well, no, I'm talking about your conversation as a joke.
You don't need alcohol for my list. You need therapy. Get the sleep study done. Start working out and getting my body back to where it was. Go up to Iowa. Not gonna go into details on that one. You all just let your imagination run wild. I'm giving you all full permission. And 9 months after COVID-19 is lifted, there's going to be a lot of newborns.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, the coronials. I can just picture down the road a kid asking Dad, Dad, why is my generation called coronials? And the snowflake millennial dad is going to be like, well, son, that was you were conceived during a time your daddy's favorite beer turned against him.
Or you get like those grizzly old war veterans that are sitting there.
Do you have any more plans of what you're gonna do with the channel?
I'm going to be getting me a couple new smoker and a new charcoal grill. Because old Monster Man's going to start showing off some of his barbecue recipes that he does.
Nice.
How I do briskets, how I make pulled pork. Maybe at one point even do a suckling pig, which is a small whole pig you just throw in a smoker. If you do those right, oh my god, are they good.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm coming down, probably a couple weeks after I get back to work, just to get the paychecks rolling again.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Yeah, I have a lot of plans. I got lots of plans.
Well, I'm also going to get my bike registered too, and that way I can start riding my bike.
Well, I know your first plan is getting your lovely man up there to visit with you.
He did bring up he's going up to Iowa, and everyone can leave it to their imagination.
That way you two can't say I was...
You literally were not there.
We were here. You were all the way over here. It's like, why are you 30 feet behind us? Where are we walking to your execution? Let's go.
Pick it up. Let's get a move on.
But let Sympath know that I say hi.
Hi.
Also, and that we miss him, and hope he's doing okay. Yeah, so I have a few plans myself. I actually plan on getting the garage cleared out so I can start my the building of the aquariums and terrariums. Actually doing it from scratch, not going to buy them at places, just to kind of see how well my, glasswork is. And again, as of this week coming up, I'm going to be paying for my courses so I can go and do the dog training, so I can do animal behaviorist and help with the rescues and volunteer some of my hours at the animal shelter, so I can rehabilitate some of the animals that are there. And then I'm planning on hopefully setting up my actual station for the hairstyling out in my shed out there, get that fixed up, moved, and then kind of get the backyard, more suitable for the dogs, because eventually I'm going to have 3 dogs here, so it'd be good to have the dog run for them. And then I'm also going to be doing a lot more filming of my dog training exercises and stuff like that, so there's that going to be on my page at some point, as well as the works of the vlog. I'm still working on it, trying to figure out my programs that I got, so then I kind of know how to edit properly and do some really fun stuff with that. And then hopefully get back to work for a little while, because it really sucks being at home by myself all the time, and get married, that'd be nice. I mean, even though we're kind of doing things a little bit different, but we're not really an Orthodox, or we're still gonna have a ceremony, but we're gonna probably do that after the paperwork and everything is finalized, so then he can move up here, get a job, do what he needs to do, and then we're gonna save up for the actual ceremony and kind of do like a potluck kind of deal. I told him I don't want a big wedding. He's like, oh, thank God. Just some close friends and family, and that's about it. I already have some of my maids of honors already, and then I got my bridesmaid, not maid of honors. I still have to ask my maid of honor, because I already asked the one. She couldn't do it because she's very, very busy. So All right, I understand. You can become a bridesmaid if you want.
Is it someone we know?
Yeah, actually, it's my cousin.
Oh.
But because she can't do it, I have someone else in mind. I had a chance today, but I had my daughter's father over, so I didn't exactly want to do that, even though he kind of has an idea that, Salad and I are engaged. I just didn't really exactly say it to him, like, hey, by the way, we are going to be getting married this year, and then we're going to do the ceremony next year. I'm just preparing you. But he doesn't, he's still a little bit not 100%. He's like maybe like 65% okay with the idea of everything. He's always going to be a little bit, jelly about him and Salad.
Well, there's always going to be a little tension.
There's going to be that, but he had Christmas with us. So that's a huge thing for most families, especially separated families. Sometimes nowadays you don't really hear, exes and whatnot bringing them over for actual huge meals and Christmas or things like that. We've been doing birthdays all together. We'll all plan. We put money towards it. We're all looking for her future. We're not worried about ourselves. We're all going to be there for each other. So that's one of the things about what's going to be happening either during COVID or hopefully shortly after, everything opens back up. There's that. There's that. And then, making sure my animals get their shots because, well, vets are closed, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a question of hoe bags telling me to get a haircut. My barbershop is still currently closed, so I'm SOL on that one.
Yeah, a lot of people are SOL. I gave my ex his haircut and my brother and my nephew a haircut. Why? Because, well, we've all been isolated at the same time, so we've been keeping up with one another. Of like, okay, well, how long have you been isolated? Well, I've been isolated for this many days. Okay.
Yeah, my missus is currently going, I'm going to take the buzzers to your head one night when you're sleeping. I'm like, no, you're not. You want to leave my head alone.
Yeah. But then my daughter got her hair cut too. Her hair was starting to have little split ends, but it's not bad in comparison to some people and some kids.
People talking about me over here.
Hi.
Say hello.
Hello, Astro.
So what are you getting, Joe? What are you getting?
Oh, that's a scary thought.
Oh, God.
And while he's answering that, I'm going to continue until we get the answer. And so, yeah, there's that. I plan on doing some more artwork. I've been doing a little bit of drawings here and there whenever my body can, of course. Whenever I can handle holding a pen, it cramps up a little too quick, which kind of sucks because I love drawing. Been doing a lot more artwork on computer and playing a lot of video games, of course.
Lucky you.
We need it.
You know what? Family man. You know what? Don't even start.
I hear Johnny Cash already. I walk the line.
No, he's in the ring of fire.
No. No, it's more of, there ain't no grave can hold my body down.
No, that's my case.
Well, good point.
No, you're in the ring of fire. Just remember.
Actually, right now, I've reserved any computer or gaming time. I've left it to nothing but at nighttime when the kiddos are asleep.
Yes.
And I actually just bought a little model kit me and little man could put together. It's actually just a little Lightning McQueen. Simple stuff, like really simple, like a few spots to put where you like the holders for little toy screws and stuff like that, and that's it.
Nice.
To put this thing together.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we're not finished with it yet. We didn't get a chance to finish it before we went outside. But like I said, it's so easy. He's having fun putting it together. And then, like you were saying about drawing, I just went out and got a sketch pad, stood.
I know. I saw the picture wifey sent. She's like, I haven't seen him do it since high school. And I'm like, it's about time. Like a little seal.
Your wife looking at you like, where have you been?
I've seen your drawings from before. If you were to continue drawing the way like from then and on, I mean, it's going to be a little bit of practice. You'll get back to it. You were good at drawing.
One moment.
Well, I'm not going to hold that moment. You can grab whatever it is and then continue.
No, seriously. I'm like right here.
I know you are.
Just fiddled around. This is what happens when I get... God damn it. I hate leaving things out where my kid can find it. So if you can't tell, my son scribbled all over it. No, we're looking
at real close. Add to it.
That's the problem.
Just add to it and tell people it's abstract.
It's abstract, whatever.
Honestly, make him do scribbles and then start drawing something out of those scribbles.
I thought about doing that. I just haven't had a chance to sit. I just got this today. I spent 2 hours in line at Joann's waiting just to get a drawing pad and pencils.
I'll send you a artist, like a YouTuber artist. He worked on Newgrounds. He's an animator. He's amazing. If anybody ever, I know like he's not doing anything, but he's a really good artist. I love his work. I actually got one of his books. It's Jazza.
Jazza. Sounds familiar.
He's an Australian artist.
Oh, okay.
I love his work. And I've actually, I've commented a couple of things, but, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
I won't get recognized, unlike his favorites.
Well, I got a good giggle for you, T.
Huh?
I got a good giggle for you. So, we went out to the storage unit last weekend. Because with pods, you have to set up an appointment to go get into your storage unit because they stack them up there. They have to bring the high-low to come bring them down. Well, while we were there, we went looking for the trucks and wheels that I bought the last time we were up in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find them. I'm so mad. I had my deck waiting here, and we were in such a hurry, I forgot to tell wifey to not pack my trucks and wheels because I still had them in my Zoomy bag, and now I can't find them.
Good job.
But however, there's a good silver lining to it. I actually went and bought some more trucks and wheels and bearings to finish the board. And the cool part is they're more in line of the color with the actual board design. I've shown you a picture of it.
Yeah.
So it
but
actually
you also have backups now. So like if you want to,
that's actually what I was thinking. I'm like either leave them for backups or just use them as a set for another board.
Yeah.
Whether or not if I want to build a cruiser board or something with it.
Hi,
Senpai.
Senpai, notice me. I apologize for the multicolor lighting going on right now. If you all haven't noticed.
Yeah, we always knew you were into rainbows.
Oh my god.
You know what? You can forget me giving you that new drip tip.
We never discussed about a new drip tip.
I got you a new one, dude.
And knowing your mindset,
You know what?
I'll decline the offer.
I have a bunch of drip tips. I'm good for a little while.
Well, I got you another one for the one you gave me to replace the one that you gave me. Because I'm sure you don't want it back at the moment because of what COVID going on. So it's sitting in a nice little kit container waiting for you. Which reminds me, I also need to get my phone charger cord back from you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's been there for what, 3 weeks now?
Something like that.
I noticed that on my way home that night. So I'm like, okay, I got it. I'm going good. Hey, son of a bitch. And I realized at that point, I'm like, you know what? It's too late. I'm not turning around.
Yeah, I was all right. When you left, I went straight to bed.
I know. You know what sucks is there are no puppies kennels right here. and I wish I could show it a puppy.
You could move the camera and show.
He's not there. My sister-in-law is hogging all the puppy time.
That's good. She's gaining a connection with him, so then he's not so alone. I mean, the last time I had that conversation,
oh yeah, he loves me. He immediately walked up to me and he's like, "Who are you? You're someone I could snuggle with." He literally sat in my lap. I sat on the floor over here, and he literally crawled right into my lap. And he gets a giggle out of the kids because little man's high chair was right here at dinner time, and we brought him upstairs. He immediately came over to little man's high chair, and actually, I don't think it was actually the food he was after. He just saw a little man and hopped up in the high chair like, "Hi."
That's good though. That's really good. He has a bully in there. I swear to God.
I know. I know he does. Because bully.
It's just what bully breed though is the question. Is it boxer? Is it?
It looks boxer because my old pup, she used to have the same white line down her nose and white
You know
claws.
what? Pit bulls have the same thing. There's a lot of breeds that have that, like I'll give you the list of ones. It's when he's a little bit older, you'll know a little bit more because certain bully breeds have the bump, and that bump on the head that kind of looks like an actual bump, hence why bully breed. That can determine on what kind of breed he is. Somebody looks like he's ready to probably destroy somebody.
I can see him shaking.
Ooh.
I'm assuming you messaged.
Mr. Roosevelt, I'm getting the vapors. I've been in pain the last 4 days. I need a good laugh.
That's true. Salad, what are you going to be doing after COVID is settled a little bit more and everything opens up? What is your...
Work a week and then take a week off.
I hope it's more than just a week.
Okay, fine. I'll work a month and then take a week off.
I'm talking...
I'm out. Bye.
Well,
it just got heated. I felt the heat. I'm out.
I mean...
Tech, what's up, buddy?
I did just... That's what I'm actually going to be watching. Apparently, they're going to reopen a few things as of next week. To get some of the economy started again, so they might open up the border. So if they can open up the border, you get your butt up here.
We don't know when we go back to work.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
They're talking about the 5th of next month.
Okay, if they open up the border.
Well, cause see, that's the thing I've been thinking about real quick. Yes, the stay-at-home order ends on the 3rd. But last I checked, even after the stay-at-home order expires, the no more than 10 people in a close proximity is still in effect. Because that went into effect before the stay-at-home order.
Yes. But you know how our employer is, how fucking retarded they are, and if we do go back to work with this temperature and everything going up, OSHA is going to take them to the back 40 and put a bullet in their head because we won't be able to run our fans. Quick. Because that means who's ever on the furthest downwind is getting liquids and other bodily excrement from everyone up the line. Even with them
have to wear a mask. Every single one of you are going to have to wear a mask, and you can't move that.
Oh, it's more than masks. How close we are in proximity to a lot of us, we're going to be wearing
what I mean
face shields.
is every single person is wearing a mask. You can wash your hands. That's not an issue.
People like Monster himself have to be in such proximity to people that you're basically doing the naughty fully clothed.
Basically, because my area is compact. My
And
work
it's
area.
not just one person. You walk from one end of his area, you're doing the naughty with a dude. You walk to the other end of his area, and you're doing the naughty with a manatee, and you got your coordinator bouncing in and out periodically.
I didn't
Well,
say
why don't we
that.
just call it what it is? He's essentially having hallway sex with them. Walking by them, going, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Y'all need to see the characters that we work with. Jesus fucking Christ. I ain't kidding you. Didn't see, was it like last year? Two people got caught having sex in one of the trucks on the final line.
No, it was someone got caught getting a blowjob from what I heard.
Isn't that
Well-
over there on the North Loop?
No, it was someone further down.
Oh.
If things do get lifted and the border opens up, even if it's for that small little gap, get up here. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't care
Yes,
if your
ma'am.
work
Yes, ma'am.
opens up tomorrow, and if the border opens up tomorrow, you get your butt up here. You don't go to work. There's a
Now-
reason, and I want it.
Do you want?
She wants
I
to
put
order.
the ring on for a reason, right? We're
Yeah, so
getting
you
that
can
shit
take it back.
done.
Oh,
She wants
salad.
to order a
What's wrong with you?
salad, and it's a never end. It's Olive Garden. It's never ending.
All she can take.
Now the real question that comes in with it is, what about vacation time? That's the magical question, because they're supposed to have an
Well,
answer
they're-
for us by at least by the 1st.
Our border is doing exceptions. They're gonna first get the Canadians up here first. And then they're gonna allow, okay, well, fine. And then they're gonna allow non-essential travel. So like because he's wanting to become a Canadian citizen, they'll probably allow him to come up because he's trying to become a Canadian citizen. He has a home to come to. So if he was just coming up here to visit, no, they won't allow that. But people that are trying to become Canadian citizens is a little bit different.
Now, Sal, when you say the 5th, are you talking about May 5th or June 5th?
Hey. Hence to why they've been setting up the tents, the pavilions in the parking lot. That's the preemptive, hey, we're going to start letting people in here, but we're going to do a quick swab check just to make sure.
Well, hopefully my knee heals up before then.
Well,
Don't do it.
Well, to give you an all understanding, my mother just got called in for next Monday. Well, this upcoming Monday. They're not. Sorry.
Well, there's a reason why I'm saying for Monster not to go, only because of the fact that he has a compromised immune system because of his hormone levels going up and down. It won't regulate very well. So if you get it, and you'll have a harder time with your hormone levels, testosterone, even with the medication that you're on right now. It can make it null and void, and it could cause it to be even worse. So it's better that you stay home, and that would, until you are 100%, make sure you get your doctors approved, okay? Yes, you can go back to work, but this is the amount of work that you can do. Because the moment that you have that in paperwork, saying, I can only work from this day, from this point and this point, and I have to sit down, because again, you have gout. If you do too much at once, you could potentially backfire on you. Look at what happened to me, okay?
I am living
Every
proof.
single
Look
day,
at me. I am the
nonstop.
captain of the ship now.
Look at me. I am captain now.
So, yeah. Hopefully they ain't anal swabs. No.
I just pictured the scene from Dr. Dolittle, the dog and the vet. What's he gonna do with that? Hello.
Oh,
Okay,
hello.
I got an even better scene for you. Watch Idiocracy when he's trying to figure out what's wrong with him. That's all I'm going to say.
I know the scene you're talking about.
For those of like these two gentlemen that know the scene, just give facial response. That's what it's going to turn into.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's gonna
almost
turn into
you almost feel sorry for the chap.
Mm-hmm.
At least the fountain has Brondo.
Well, like I was saying a second ago, Salad. The one thing that I'm curious about is what was going to happen with vacation. Like I said, they got to give us by the first an indication of whether or not they're going to extend, give work more time, or if they're going to tell them, all right, listen, you're going to have to cough up an answer for us right here, right now, because our people need to know.
Well, the last I checked, are you talking about our summer shutdown that we normally take?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's our
last I knew, they did have a deadline to announce whether they're either shortening it or getting rid of it. And the last I checked, if I remember the date correctly, we're past that time.
No, they extended it to May 1st. It was back at the 1st of April, but now they extended it a month.
They're probably going to take away your vacation. Sorry, guys. Hate to say it. They're not going to allow you guys to go on your vacation until everything is 100% again.
Oh, I'm not expecting anything.
I'm not either.
I am, because they have to finish building this model, what we can of this model, and then do the transition for the next model. Unless, as soon as we're able to go back, they say, okay, hold up, we're going to take an extension to all this time off, cut last model completely out, and then start the next model.
Yeah, but there's also the problem they have to do the retooling.
Yes.
Unless they've done the retooling already, which I highly doubt.
Because we still have units on the line.
Yeah, they didn't remove anything.
So me, in my head, thinking about this,
which is scary at times.
The first week, if that we go back, we're going to empty the lines. We're then going to go off for a month, which would coincide with a shutdown, depending on when this goes off. They're going to do the retooling and everything at that point. That way they can start building. And any orders that they had prior, they get reimbursed with the new model. Ford takes a cut, but they keep
production going.
Not necessarily production going. It's you keep with your order, but we're going to upgrade you. Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
I can picture a shitload of people in that plant first day back. Was this cleaned properly? Was this disinfected properly? Was this disinfected properly?
I wouldn't be surprised people are wearing masks for a good while.
If I walk into there and see the fans in the crud caked state as when we left, I'm walking out.
Same here.
Yep.
Because that literally tells me nothing was done.
That's a big giveaway to show that they never did any sanitizing or cleaning like they were supposed to.
If they did it intelligently, they should have gone up into the rafters, whether it was with a pressure washer, what have you, air gun, doesn't matter. Spray everything down and continue to spray until they can get it to a doctor or what have you. Not start with the guns, the rails. Yeah, no, fuck that. Top to bottom. Use intelligence when cleaning.
I think we're losing T on this one.
No, I'm paying attention.
She agrees with me.
Yeah, I agree with you too, because I'm not setting a foot in that plant unless it's been thoroughly cleaned.
Coming from a hairstylist point of view, that actually is what we do on a daily. We clean from top to bottom. Our salon right now, I hope that they turned off the one thing that I'm kind of hoping that they did, the wax machine. Because the last time I remember, that thing was not turned off. That means we had hot wax sitting there for the last month or two.
You see a witch in there. Bubble and bubble, toil and trouble.
No, at this point, it would be down to a plastic.
Yeah, it would actually be to the point where it could become fire hazard.
It should have already been that way after a week.
Luckily, the type of wax is a honey-based one, so it's not too bad. It's when it gets to minute amounts is when it can become very, very hazardous.
Well, if that's the case, even then, if they hadn't shut it up, you would have heard about something by now. You would have heard about something catching on fire in there.
Yeah. But I think they did. I mean, there was somebody that went in, so I think they did check to make sure everything was unplugged, make sure everything was, they're going to have somebody. Continues going. Yep. I will eventually have an entire basement just with all fish.
You go downstairs, grab something, you step into the water like, what the fuck?
There's fish nibbling on my toes.
Oh, meet my new fish,
Fish nibbling?
Yes, he said nibbling.
It's been a very interesting day for me, okay?
But Jesus, I'm sorry, but one day I'm gonna walk down those steps. The whole basement is the aquarium. Oh, by the way, watch out for Bruce. Who's Bruce? In an Australian voice. Hello.
Hello, mate.
Name's Bruce.
Bruce
who?
No, they don't have nipples.
Fish had nipples, you got a mermaid.
Well,
after giving some heavy thought, I now understand why chicken breasts don't have nipples.
They poke a hole in the package?
If they got too cold, they poke a hole in the package.
Oh my god.
New from the Colonel, chicken and tits.
No, Sympath, it's okay. That's what we're here for. To entertain and talk to people.
Make you question your sanity.
Like we always say at the start of these things, you either will find us so very entertaining or severely irritating.
So what else is in the plans of the salad? After all of this.
Try to hang on to my sanity for as long as I can.
At least,
so what he's saying is that I'm going to drive him crazy. I already drive him crazy.
I agree with Hobag. Sanity, what is that?
Yeah, what is that? What is this magical unicorn that you speak of? If you find it, capture it safely.
It's called a myrmicorn, thank you.
I have one of those.
I am a myrmicorn.
Yes, but I have one as well.
She's like a Pegasus combo.
And she's gorgeous either way, darling.
She's fabulous. She's got like the Jessica Rabbit look here. Like, I wish I could have that. I don't have that. Mine is like weird. Like, I'm telling you, everyone, her cowlick is amazing. It gives her the Jessica Rabbit. It's like up to here. It goes right up and then down.
I remember the summer vacation we all were at your house, T, and you cut her hair like you did. I just remember looking over at Danker there, and he's just like, "Oh my!"
I did the George Takei. Oh my!
And I'm like, I think it's appropriate to give these two an hour.
I was like, if you'll excuse me, what about dinner? Screw dinner. My dinner's sitting right there.
Yes, Elric, I said your unicorn.
Oh, has anybody here watched Deadpool 2?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm meaning to.
Do not.
Daddy?
I'm not going to spoil it for you. I was making sure because I told a couple of buddies of this yesterday, and they shunned Blasphemy from hell and back because it's been out for how long, and I just yesterday watched it for the first time.
You know, people watch movies in their own speed. If it was 30 years ago that the movie came out, yeah, I'm gonna have to give you some shit. But in the last decade, people watch their shit at their own speed.
That's a
Well,
funny.
yeah.
When it
I
comes
haven't
to
seen Captain Marvel yet.
neither have I.
I
I
have.
haven't either.
I mean,
Was
I'm
it any
like, but I'm
Was
a
it any
nerd
good?
like that, though. I watched all the Avengers. I've watched all the DC movies, all the DC shows, all the Marvel shows.
Well,
sorry.
good for you.
Well, see, that's kind of my problem. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sally.
From a nerd standpoint, the reason I haven't watched it yet is they fucked up the storyline. There should have been other things in place before they got to Miss Marvel.
Yeah, but you got to remember this is an alternate universe.
Agreed.
This is not the universes that we know, because a lot of the storyline is similar but not the same. Yes.
Because remember, Captain Marvel, they used an alternate universe. Because I think the original Captain Marvel was a guy.
No.
Captain Marvel was a guy.
He passed it down to her.
Duo.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. He died, if I remember correctly, which then escalated to her. She became Captain Marvel. And not too long later, Rogue decides to use her abilities, like Captain Marvel's abilities, and kills her, which maintains her ability to fly.
It was passed down. It wasn't, he didn't die. He gave her the abilities because she was an apprentice, in a sense. She was the Robin. And she learned everything she needed to learn, and so he passed it to her because of old age, and he got killed later, after he was not the title of Captain Marvel anymore.
It's a piece of Marvel knowledge that I have no clue on.
All I know is whoever was in charge of Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they killed Ghost Rider for me.
At least that's from what I can remember.
I mean, let's be honest, Ghost Rider has always been on a horse or a motorcycle. There was one exception with a tank.
Robin! Damn it!
But
Robin!
All Ghost Riders, other than 2, were on bikes, but this one is in a fucking car.
Get your heads out of there.
I mean, I mean, it's a nice car. It's an old, like, 71 Charger, I believe.
Ooh.
Which,
okay, I may make an exception for that. If it's in a nice...
It's Ghost Rider, not Ghost Driver. Put that boy on a bike.
All right. Calm yourself.
Which is why I like the Johnny Blaze and Denny Ketch comics, because it fits the profile.
So he's found something.
I can't tell if he's thinking normally or if his head is on the verge of...
He's thinking. He's trying to recalculate it all in his head right now, so he's trying to figure it out because it doesn't make sense.
I think his
I
motherboard...
can't tell if he's thinking or if he's holding a fart.
Huh?
I think his motherboard has a few shorts in it now.
I've seen that face numerous of times. It usually is, he found something and he's trying to figure it out, and now he's doing a little bit of research.
He's like Gandalf in the White City, searching through the archives.
Another Doctor Strange would be awesome.
Yeah, there is one in the works. They have been saying that. But it's just right now with everything going on, they can't work on it.
I'm waiting for Jurassic World Dominion.
Don't remind me. I didn't even see the last Jurassic.
Because if I read about it correctly, Dr. Grant and the actor that played him make a return.
Yay!
Which that would be awesome.
I mean, I keep having Jeff Goldblum in there. They might as well have Alan return.
Have all the originals returned. The ones that survived at the end of the movie, anyway. Well, you can't have John Hammond because that actor sadly passed away.
There's actually some people that haven't seen any of the movies yet, so we have to keep it on the hush-hush of what happened at the end.
We are not explaining anything that happened at the end. Or of any of the movies.
I think at this point, at least 98% of the world has seen Jurassic Park.
But I don't think TCAT has.
So I was right to tilt my head. Before I reveal, I have to double check one other detail. I know, I'm keeping everybody in suspense, but it's...
Yeah, I'm sitting here like Willy Wonka with jelly beans. Suspense is
I
terrible.
do like this
I hope
alternate,
it lasts.
this alternate version of Captain Marvel. I do. It's kind of interesting. For anybody that hasn't seen it, I would definitely see it so you kind of have a bit of more of a feel of this one. And let's just say it brings history in there.
I'd like to finish the final movie of the Star Wars trilogy. I'd like to be able to see Rise of Skywalker.
Which Captain Marvel did they use in the MCU? What was her name?
I forgot her name. I actually...
Not the actress, but the character.
No, I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
I can't.
I heard her name before.
Oh. Okay, hold on.
See, great. Look what we've created.
I want to make sure of this because...
Look at what we've done, monster. We've created more monsters. I guess
Carol Danvers.
Carol?
Yeah. Which would also be related to Danver family, which Kara. That's a DC reference.
Speaking of DC, we need to watch the new Harley Quinn series.
Oh, I have the movie.
I've seen clips of it, and it's freaking hilarious.
What?
Okay, so
his brain just have a spasm there.
The research I did, I was looking at Captain Marvel, trying to get the time frame of when he handed down the mantle and so on and so forth. Come across in the text and everything, species. I see Kree. And I'm like, wait a second. I know there's a Kree in one of the movies. So I go to Guardians of the Galaxy on IMDb and I'm like, okay, who was the bad guy? Ronan. Sweet. So I pull him up on Wiki. I hate using Wiki, but it was the fastest thing. He's Kree. Pull up Carol Danvers. She's a human Kree hybrid.
Yeah.
It's a basically racial trait.
That makes sense. That would explain all her powers and stuff.
And it also, she does bring it in the movie.
I haven't seen the movie. So, but again, as far as lore goes, racial trait. Yeah.
I say,
it
you're
looks like
digging
the
a
comics
hole, son.
too. If you've actually read some of Captain Marvel,
Really, fat fuck's gonna get punted later.
Oh,
we go into his what the hell?
Who is this?
You don't.
Don't worry.
yeah, that's him.
Don't worry. But yeah, she's like, it also explains it in the comics too, of how she was and where she. So, in all reality, you should have already known that.
I know bits and pieces.
Do I need to get you hooked on
Speaking of hair today.
I know bits and pieces about certain characters, more about some than others.
Well, yeah, you got your favorites.
What I know of the Captain Marvel lineage is male, and then it gets speckled down through the line to where we have the current one in MCU.
Yeah.
We're all having trouble speaking the English today.
I'm speaking English. I don't know what you're talking about. It's all English.
Okay, Wild Bill.
All right.
No,
Steer the ship back on
Bill.
course.
I know Wild Bill. Yeah, come on.
Hey,
Go ahead, let him rant. It's funny
No.
when he rant.
after the show you can. That's fine. You guys can have a little too much fun doing it while I'm making something to eat.
If anybody's wondering who Wild Bill is, he's a guy that me, Sal, and Denker work around. And
They work with him.
He's quite the character.
He's a very interesting character, most just say.
Well, one day I looked at him and I said, "What you tripping on today?" Has not spoke to me since.
The very first time I actually got to see him, he came onto the camera and he was scratching his face and he looks over and I'm like this. And he goes, and Sal is just like, yeah, that's my girl. He's like, damn. He just walks away.
I've had a lot of my friends do that actually when it came to my missus. When I was in high school, when we dated, they see her, they see me, and they're like, how the hell did you get that? I'm like, personality. And they're like, bullshit. You must have had a huge dick or something. I'm like, no, personality. And that was my buddy Rex who figured it out. He goes, you made her laugh. Good job, man. No, because he knew exactly what it was.
Oh, he's still researching.
Well, Elric,
Forgive me for a second, folks. My elbow's not feeling the best either.
the passed on powers, and I'm trying to get the official how he did it, what happened. So carry on then.
Carry on my wayward son. Sorry.
No, if you're gonna do that, you gotta do it the fun way. Carry on my wayward spud. There'll be peace when you are done.
I'm gonna throw this ball at you so you can cry some more.
Thanks for finishing that one, T. But I'm serious. If that was an option, I would happily open a curry shop. That would be the title of the shop. Curry on my wayward spud.
So what's gonna happen after COVID? Absolutely jack shit. We're just gonna continue doing this.
But there is one thing that we all love to do, and that is to cook.
That's true.
Speaking
Well, right now my cooking is a little on the heated side. I'm just like fast food.
I've been guilty of that too, but I did make some awesome steak the other night. And
You know what? No, I made burgers. And I just bought burger stuff. I'm gonna make freaking burgers with bacon and cheese.
Hey, just make sure your hands don't get cold while messing with the meat again.
So he didn't directly pass the mantle on. It was taken up by another person down the road. Another writer stepped up and wrote that it was picked up. The original died in a publication in 1982 called literally.
And it's just the title that gets. That's the mantle. It's just the title.
Yeah.
The person with the abilities, they learn that. That's just their inner ability. I think his was like, if I can remember, it was very similar, but it wasn't fire. It was like electric or something. Hers is
Monica Rambeau, the Louisiana lieutenant. It was turn yourself into any form of energy.
Yeah. Hers was like the flame of the sun or something like that. I can't.
Venus Vel, genetically engineered son of Marvel, and then his lover Elysius.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just cell samples and artificially aged to physical, if not emotional, maturity.
Also known as puberty. No kidding. Hey, they hit puberty. No, that would suck.
Ugh.
The only way that you know someone actually hit puberty is they get their powers. Oh. I feel bad for whoever has that.
Trying to stay in the conversation right now.
On fire.
My knee is tightening up and not feeling the best right now.
Ooh.
Ugh.
So
don't worry about me. I'll be all right.
One of the Skrull sleeper agents dons the mantle at one point.
There's been other like Captain Marvels.
Oh no, I'm reading through them as we speak.
Yeah. There's different ones all throughout the year, or years, I should say. Well, I guess I know what we're doing tonight.
I'll watch it on my own.
You know what? I just can't wait to get my pellet smoker.
I don't mind watching it on a better screen. I mean, I just watched it over the internet when I was in theaters still. Yeah, that's right.
You've got Disney Plus. I've got Disney Plus. We can.
Then we can watch it together.
You know what you also could do? Watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Still haven't watched it yet.
Do that in person.
No, don't you?
I love you.
I'd rather do it in person.
This is the way.
I want to be able to have that chicky nuggies moment in person. Thank you.
Chicky nuggies.
Yeah, me curling up in a ball.
The baby Yoda has to be witnessed in the same room together.
Yeah. We know he exists, but
you guys are gonna love the third fucking episode. No. I'm just saying, even though he doesn't speak, of course, it's just the things he does that will make you laugh.
Are you sure it's a he?
it's a he.
It's a he. They confirmed it.
It's Baby Yoda. It's Yoda reincarnated.
Not necessarily.
From what I've been kind of reading, it's a reincarnation of Yoda, but different personalities in certain ways, but has the same intelligence as Yoda.
Well, the biggest problem's always been is that George Lucas never actually gave Yoda's species a name. So there's very little information on Yoda's species, period.
Yeah, they were technically supposed to be skin colored. Then they made it purple, and they're like, nope, green.
He and his sister were on the council.
No, the other one of Yoda's species that was on the council was not his sister.
Not the Jedi Council. I'm talking in the big scene with all the races.
You're talking about Senate hearings.
Thank you.
At the Senate, in the Galactic Senate. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, or the first thing I'm definitely going to be doing after we, once all this COVID shit's over with, is getting a house. That's definitely numero uno on the list.
Maybe.
No, it's definitely numero uno. There is no maybe. I want my house.
You will get your house.
No,
when all of this is over, you'll probably go and get your house.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll probably bypass everything because we were pretty much almost approved. All you needed was
Yeah.
that signing signature, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. Well, on top of that, once we had the house hit, the first thing after that was, of course, everything settled in, and then working on the studio, because we're actually turning the upstairs bedroom next to little man's room into a studio. It's going to be our office. And then downstairs, there's a weird hall. They had a skeleton wall up that they were going to use for making a hallway, but you can tell that they never finished it. So I'm going to just knock that down. There's no point to it. It's only like half-inch beam, quarter-inch beams there. So I'm just going to knock those down and just leave the whole left side of the basement open.
Make sure they're not support beams.
No, they're not support beams. It's just cosmetic shit, essentially.
Are you going to do a guest room?
Actually, that's kind of what we're going to use the office for. Is there's going to be a place where we can put a bed.
Essentially, what I'm doing with my guest room.
Mm-hmm. And then around the corner spot on the right side, when you come down the stairs and go around the heating water unit, there's a huge open area that we're turning into little man's playroom. Well, either that or I might turn it into my man cave. Haven't decided.
Little man playroom.
Well, the cool part is
because eventually you can change it into, when he's older, you can change it into the man cave. There you go.
Well,
unless you decide to have more kids.
No.
Years down the road, they end up having a little girl.
I know. But to this current
he wants a little
time,
girl. He wants a little girl.
What, me?
Yeah.
No.
A couple years down the road, you're going to end up having a little girl. And you're like,
Probably. Hey.
Honestly,
he wants to be done up in the glitter and the fingernail polish and all of the tutu stuff that comes with
you would want to do that. If it's your own kid, I'm sorry, you do it. You would get all girly for your little girl.
All that aside for a moment. Let me finish. Underneath the bedroom, underneath the stairwell, there is a small little room that they've built there that they've kind of turned into their own little tool room down there. So it's a cool little place where wifey can use it as her little jewel station. She can have her own little work area.
That would actually be pretty cool.
And just off from the dining room, before you go into the garage, there's a nice little room before you step off into the garage. And that we can use as our room to take all our shoes off and all that and leave them out there.
A mudroom.
Mudroom, actually. Yes, thank you. I couldn't remember the name. No, I couldn't actually remember the name of it.
It's what I'm doing to my front hallway. What I'm doing to the closet.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the cool part is they've already taken care of all the stuff that needed to be fixed anyway. Main water pipe. Let's see, ventilation. The back door jamb needed to be fixed because there was a huge chunk missing out of the floor section on the left side. I mean, the only other thing that I need to do is add some steps or make a small deck that goes out from the doorway, which will be a pain, but I've got people I know people who can help me do it and get it easily done.
Yeah. So, are you gonna see, maybe when you get the house and everything is all good, see maybe the pup can come over?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, and then I'm gonna steal that puppy.
Well, my parents actually happened to let go of their dog because they just can't afford to keep him at the moment. With all this COVID stuff going on, they just don't have the money to hold on to Milo, which sucks. But at least if I could talk to my missus about it, we'd keep him.
Oh, hold up. They're saying they can't afford dog food for him?
Well, not just that. He also has some veterinarian problems, some health issues.
What kind of health problems?
Fuck. I think he's got a lot of joint issues because he's a mixed breed. Mind you, they found him up the road. The first house that's in their neighborhood is where he was his previous owners. But the problem is they never spent any time with him because they were always out of the house, and they never.
Okay.
And he just spent time outside or in the house, and he kept getting out of their back fence. So it got to a point where my mom and dad at the time, about a year and a half or so ago, said, "We'll take him. If you guys can't spare the time, we'll take him because he's still be in a house that people will actually pay attention to him." And that's what they did. My little brothers love him.
So essentially, she's just saying that she just can't afford the medical expenses for him, or just the medication for his joints. There's holistic ways to actually deal with that. Surprisingly, there is actually CBD medication for dogs to help with joint pain, and it will actually be a lot better for him in the long run because it helps lubricate the joints in a
healthier way.
You can actually get joint treats that actually help lubricate the joints itself and also help with pain relief. If it gets bad, right, obviously no matter where he's going to go, it's going to be costly. It doesn't matter. And if they bring him to a homeless shelter, he's going to end up being put down because it's just too much money.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is that it's not that they don't want to take care of him. They just can't afford it right now. Between my two brothers and my mom and dad, with all their medications and everything that they have to take.
Well, yeah.
Because my mother has the same problem that Bear has. Sleep apnea.
Sleep apnea.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, that's just one of them. But my father has all his pain medications he's on, and it's just becoming too much for them. With everything going on.
True. But does the dog still get out? That's another thing too, because that could also help.
Oh yeah. They let him roam outside in the backyard. He'll play with my little brothers, go out. He's still around the house and all that.
So it's not at a severe state. It's just a matter of, okay. Then making sure you just have backup of certain things. So having joint medication, or even doing research online. There's certain things online that you can find that can help alleviate joint and pain for animals. I mean, I know eventually my dog Renji is going to have something with his joints. He has an elongated long paw. So his joint right there is so overworked. It's so long that he could end up having arthritis, or he can just have a loose muscle. His hips, he could potentially have hip dysplasia. So as long as he's getting the regular exercise that he needs, and that you can even get joint food, foods that is meant for joints. That's probably the only time I would actually say the vet food is probably the best, but there is holistic stuff that you can get that is inexpensive and better for joints, and that could also help them too for joint and pain.
Well, that's their biggest issue right now. Is money. Period. My father doesn't work, and he has not, and he's no longer on workman's compensation anymore, and my mother's not working either. And that's kind of the problem.
Let me ask this. Are you able to send bags of dog food to supplement?
For now, yeah, I could. It's not that they don't want him anymore. They just want him to go to a home where everyone can spend more time with him.
He is still loved through this hard time. Right now, even finding someone that would pick him up for free, well, it's going to be hard because of this COVID shit. My suggestion is, if you can't have Walmart delivered directly to whatever house the dog is at, send the money so they can go and grab food for the dog. That takes a lot of weight off of the shoulders. Not all the weight, but it's enough to where they can maintain the dog for a little bit longer.
Even
Once everything's said and done, hypothetically, you could offer at that point to take the dog into your new home.
Well, yeah, that's what I told my mother that. I said, once all this crap was over with, I was going to spend most of the time talking it over with waifu and possibly take him.
Okay.
you should be talking to waifu about it right now, regardless.
Well, yeah. We just haven't.
Trying to sit down and explain something to your mom once is not a thing. You actually have to sit down and
No, not my stepmother.
Oh, okay, your stepmother.
Yeah, I kind of figured that when he says dad. I figured that one out the moment he said my mom and dad. Okay, that's his dad. Biological mom does not have. Okay.
I've only met.
Sorry.
He hasn't met my father's side of the family.
His mom. His mom.
T, you've had the luxury of actually meeting my stepmom and my dad.
Huh.
While we were in Warrenton.
Yeah.
I don't believe if you've actually met my mother. Have you? I could have swore you had.
I've talked to her. I've talked to her.
Mainly over Facebook while I'm working.
Her and I want to meet each other.
Oh yeah, you two would get along fabulously.
We get along all the time. Whenever he's outside and she just randomly comes up.
Well, she just moved.
Actually, while I'm on the line, she comes and bugs the fuck out of me.
And she's asking, how's she doing? How's everything? Oh, I can't wait to meet her.
I know. That's my mother. Speaking of which, she just moved into her new apartment.
Nice.
She's out of the
she had well, she still has the RV, but she moved out of the campgrounds because new ownership's taking over, and Platte County's found out that that people are living out there for rent, so they're jacking up taxes up there. So her time of only paying $400 a month just went to almost $1,100.
Oh my god.
That's a kick in the nads.
Yeah.
And yet here they just down the rent for people.
Well, that was out
75%.
That's out of the ownership's control. There's nothing they could do. Once Platte County found out people were doing that, they bumped up taxes out there.
But there's
they did this before COVID. This was like a couple months before. And mind you, luckily she moved in just before all this breakout crap had happened.
Oh, that's good.
How close to work is she?
She's off of Prairie View on 29. Like from here
minutes,
a little bit further out. She's out by KCI Airport.
Oh, not bad.
No, it's a quick shot from 435. But still, it's a nice one bedroom, one bath apartment for, I think she said $725 or $728 a month. I mean, she's able to move all her furniture in that she had in storage.
Yeah.
I also went out to help her pick out a new couch and love seat. And, well, I shouldn't say couch and love seat, more like frickin' beanbag chairs with structure. I'm not kidding you. These things are huge. I mean, when I sit in these chairs, I feel engulfed. And I'm like, my God. Like when I reclined it, where most recliners have a nice little T shape to them, no, there is no T shape. It's just like a giant pillow has just been put underneath your feet.
Yeah.
And you can endlessly stretch out. If you fully reclined her armchair, you could almost sleep in it like it's a cot. It's that big.
Well, it means more comfiness. Means she doesn't have to sleep just in her bed. She can sleep in the recliner.
That's also the thing. All she had to sit on was a little beanbag chair in the house. Otherwise, she'd have to be in bed.
Yeah.
Or at the counter.
But yeah, like when you find out about the place and whatnot, consider on, help them out with the pup. I mean,
I really would like to take him. He's a sweet boy.
how old is he?
5.
Oh,
He would-
okay. Well, that's not too bad when it comes to joint pain. That's treatable.
Yeah, but he's starting to get there. But like I said, he loves kids.
Okay, he's not there yet. Trust me.
No, but eventually it'll happen. It's unavoidable because he's a mixed breed.
And my dogs are mixed breeds.
I know.
My dog's
It
a mixed
has
breed.
nothing to do with the mixed breed. It just means that he needs more exercise, more than what he needed then.
Mm-hmm.
And getting it reassessed and rehabilitating him. So if you have to get if you can do eventually, if you could get one of those rehabilitating exercising dog pools, that will help with the joints realigning and rejuicening themselves. Again, with any sort of arthritis, you want to keep him moving. You don't want him to stop, because the moment he stops, he's in pain. It's the same thing with fibromyalgia. The only difference is one is joint, one is muscle. You want to actually help lubricate it, so you get the proper medication or the proper foods that will help lubricate it. So when you get dog food that is joint specifically, it helps in the long run. Getting him treats that is specifically for joint and pain. Getting him understanding your actual foods, what you can actually do. Like certain meats will help with arthritis or loosening of the joints. There's so many different things that you can do that is so inexpensive. I mean, Buddy, he's starting to show that he's having some joint issues. He's having back issues, actually. It's funny. Whenever I'm having issues, he's having something. Actually, was it last summer when I came down with the dogs? Yeah, it was last summer though when I came down with my dogs. Buds was actually showing a lot of issues with his back, and he was having a hard time walking. He would get out of the kennel or out of the car, and he was wobbling. And I thought, okay, well maybe it's just the line. But then he started doing it at home, and he was doing it more regularly. So I'm like, okay, I have to help him with his joints. So I've been doing a lot of exercises with his. But he's also like 13 years old, so he's up there.
He's getting on in years.
But he's still rambunctious and hyperactive, and that's just his breed, right? So yeah, just do your research before you even get him. Do your research. Say, hey mom, dad, you know what? I found this. I want to help you. Help get him in a state where he isn't in pain. This is what foods I would say. If you have to do a little bit of research on the actual food, it's for anybody that has animals that have joint issues. Just go and do your research about the types of foods that are there. Ask vets. You can call the veterinary offices and be like, hey, I have a dog that has joint issues. I'm just wondering, what can I possibly do to help ease the pain? What stuff can I give him? Like, can I give him this? I've done this research. I'm just want to have a conversation. They'll help you. You're like, okay, well, this food is actually pretty good from what I've been hearing. Or let me do some research. I'll find out about this food. Or, oh, well, we recommend this to people if they can find this, right? Because it's not like it's a weight problem. If it's a weight problem associated with the joints, that's easy and fixable. But if he's outside all the time, he's exercising, he's running around, he's not at a severe state. But
I'm going to have to go ahead and cut the show here. My knee is starting to tighten up. I need to go take something for it.
Yeah,
you go ahead, big man.
I hate to cut the conversation like that because I know you two were on a roll.
Oh, we can continue this conversation.
Yeah, we'll continue after we're
Go
done.
check the mailbox. A little bit of extra movement.
Already did that.
Help.
I already did that earlier.
Yeah, that's why you slept majority of the day.
You
It's good.
up and came straight onto here, correct?
Right, but I didn't actually go to sleep until 2 in the afternoon, and from before that, I was up since 7.
Ooh.
Right. You're getting stiff legs. You've sat here now for roughly 2 hours, 2+ hours, in a somewhat
2 hours.
somewhat seated position, walking around is good every so often. So,
But-
as I said, make the trip to the mailbox and back.
Or even just going up the stairs and back down.
That's the thing. I'm going to get.
Just the movement.
my ibuprofen's upstairs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't smart enough to bring it down here.
Anyway, guys,
Thank you guys so much for
Well-
watching. I hope you found the show entertaining. If you found it irritating, sorry, not sorry. We are who we are.
hit that like button, hit subscribe,
Thank you.
and also the little bell for notifications of when we are going to have our next show.
And also, once again, tomorrow is the start of season 3 of the Truck Series. Shorter season, 16 races, no playoffs. Driver with the most points after the last race is crowned champion.
Oh, yeah.
Xfinity starts playoffs at Richmond, and Monday Cup will start its playoffs at Road America.
Oh,
And then-
yeah.
Also, too, we have actually joined a new channel, Goats.
Goats Game,
Goats Game.
definitely go.
Yay.
So
If you
if
g-
everybody wants to come and support the Goat, go head over to that channel. Goats Can't Game. You can search that, or you can also go onto his the vaping. You
Well-
can go on his original channel, and you can get it
Right.
from there too.
Well, also, if they go to my channel where I have the features list, I put that in there.
And it's right there. So definitely give him a shout, hit a subscribe, and give a likes. Enjoy his game content. He's getting better, guys. He's getting better.
It's getting better. I'm excited to get back to racing.
Ugh. You know what I'm excited for? Food.
Right.
I'm hungry.
All right.
Hold the
Go get your
phone.
num-nums, dear.
But there's my din-din.
You know what? Screw yourself.
What? Wait,
Love
wait,
you
wait,
guys.
wait. What is that? What is that?
Will Fuentes, Mexican. But guys,
That's some Mexican.
Bye,
Like-
everybody.
I despise you.
Salad, have a good night, brother.
Bye, everyone.
Y'all have a good one, and always remember, peace, love, and chicken grease.
Bye.